Welcome back to Kdramas Decoded, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode of your favorite K-drama. Episode 4 begins with Jynman and his team. Brother shows photos of several people and says they all came from China, but there is no information about them in their database. Jynman says they need to rescue Jyan before those people find them. However, they then notice on the security cameras that several vehicles have already arrived. They've been found first. A drone is launched to locate them. Jae talks to Belle and reminds him that they need Jynman alive. Belle coldly replies that Jae should never get in his way or he'll kill him. The story flashes back to an earlier scene at the hotel where Jin is with Jae. She tells him that no matter what happens, he must be the first person to capture Jynman. Several soldiers enter to capture Jynman, but Cheol-sung is waiting for them. He quickly kills the soldiers and also destroys the drone. In another flashback, Q questions Jin, asking why she sent her brother with Belle. Jin explains that her brother has the necessary skills, which is why she chose him. She then asks Q if she's dating her brother, but Q stays silent. A container door is opened as Belle's team enters. Cheol-sung is hiding on top of the container, watching everything. Once everyone is inside, he quietly comes down, kills the guards outside, and throws a bomb into the container. Belle notices the bomb and jumps inside with Jae. Jae asks why Belle entered when he already knew it was a trap. Inside, the path splits into two directions. Jae suddenly encounters Jynman and attacks him, but Jynman easily defeats him without killing him. Belle hears the gunfire and rushes over, immediately opening fire on Jynman. Jynman escapes by climbing upward. Jae grabs Belle and reminds him that Jynman must be captured alive, but Belle ignores him and kills Jae instead, warning once again that anyone who stands in his way will die. Jin watches everything unfold through a live feed and is left shocked. Jynman climbs into a shipping container that is being transported. Belle follows him inside, but Jynman locks the container behind them. A brutal fight breaks out inside the container. During the battle, Jynman somehow attaches a small bomb to Belle's helmet. Belle notices too late. Jynman activates the remote, causing the bomb to explode. Belle is critically injured. Jynman picks up a gun and finishes Belle off. Jynman's allies drive the truck away. Meanwhile, Jin questions her security team about how everything was recorded, but they deny knowing anything. She later tells one of her men that today's events must be covered up. According to the official story, Belle did not kill Jae, Jynman did. She wants everyone to believe that version of events, and she insists that Q must never learn the truth. Back in her hotel room, Jin repeatedly watches the footage of Jynman's fight while arranging for the video to be edited, so it appears that Jynman was responsible for everything. She then receives a phone call confirming that the job has been completed. Elsewhere, the building's security guards are traveling home on a bus, discussing the day's incident. They can't believe Belle would kill one of his own teammates, especially since the victim was Q's brother. They're worried about how Q will react when she finds out. Suddenly, the bus explodes. Jin was behind the attack. On the island, Kim's cleanup team arrives and clears away all evidence. Mew speaks with Jin and says it's fortunate none of their people were on the island because they had all left earlier. Otherwise, many more lives could have been lost. He explains that Jyan will be leaving the island permanently and tells Jin to stay quiet. Once Jyan leaves, she'll become a complete stranger to them. Jyan feels everything has gone too far. Kim hands her his ID card and tells her to contact him if she ever needs anything before leaving. Later, Woojin asks Jyan if her real name is actually Jyan. She confirms that it is. Afterwards, Woojin asks Min-ai if they should really let Jyan leave, pointing out that she had tried to access the help app. Jyan wants to accompany them, but Min-ai stops her, warning that if she's caught, the consequences will be disastrous. Back at the house, Jyan suggests they eat together before she leaves. She happily shows all the food the local women brought her and says everyone has treated her so kindly. She admits she's happier here than she ever felt, even when she lived with her uncle. Min-ai understands how she feels, but reminds her she can't stay because everyone on the island would be in danger. Jin is sitting by the shore when the lights suddenly go out. He notices a boat approaching with numerous soldiers on board and immediately realizes they've come for Jyn. Q is among them. Jin tries calling Jyn, but she's busy packing. He quickly rides his motorbike to warn her. At the same time, a drone attacks and kills several cleanup workers. Jin reaches Jyn and urgently tells her the enemy has arrived and she needs to escape. He asks whether there's another route besides the marina, and they identify an alternative path. Min-ai tells Jin to take Jyn, while she and the others hold off the attackers. As they leave the house, multiple vehicles arrive and begin firing at them. They retreat inside and use the walls as cover, but two motorcyclists throw bombs into the house, causing a massive explosion. Watching through surveillance cameras, Q spots someone escaping on a motorbike and assumes it's Jyn. She orders her team to pursue them. Several soldiers enter the house searching for Jyn, but Min-ai and Kim eliminate them. Jin sees enemy vehicles closing in. Jyn draws her gun and starts shooting, taking down one of the attackers. Min-ai soon arrives on another motorbike, providing covering fire. Jin leads Jyn through the forest toward the beach while they're relentlessly pursued. Min-ai defeats several more enemies, as Jin reaches the shoreline where a boat is waiting. Just as they're about to escape, Q intercepts them. She tells Jyn to surrender or she'll kill her boyfriend. Q mocks Jyn, asking where she plans to escape. Before they can leave, the boat suddenly explodes. Moments later, Min-ai arrives on her bike and opens fire. The rear wheel of her bike slams into Q, knocking her unconscious. Jin reveals that he has another boat, and the group escapes using it. Q eventually regains consciousness and sees them fleeing. She immediately gives chase on her motorbike, leaps onto their boat, and begins fighting Min-ai. Their fight continues for quite some time. Jyn eventually fires a flare gun, knocking Q into the water. Even then, Q refuses to give up. Her men are already waiting in the sea with smaller boats, searching for Jyn's vessel. On the boat, Jyn notices Jin's hands trembling. She hugs him from behind and apologizes. Jin reassures her, saying he promised to protect her no matter what and that no one would ever lay a hand on her. He looks at Jyn and she kisses him. Nearby, Q's men locate their boat. Rather than destroying it immediately, they deliberately fire around them to frighten them because they still need Jyn alive. Jyn takes Jin below deck, but then realizes he's been shot and is dying. She desperately tries to stop the bleeding but can't. Jin asks one last time if her real name is truly Jyn. She nods. He tells her that her name is beautiful before dying in her arms. Jyn breaks down in tears, crying out for her uncle. Just then, a helicopter suddenly appears overhead and destroys the enemy boats. The helicopter's pilot is revealed to be Jynman. Jyn looks up and sees Jynman. Jynman sees Jyn. Episode 4 ends with the two finally reuniting.